Good morning, THEDAS! Hello! We are back, episode 7. And today, I am joined by these wonderful people. Please introduce yourselves.
Yeah, I'm Eirin.
Halla, and I'm back. Ha!
I'm Nimble.
I'm Rowan.
Hey, I finally took a day off of work. It's Molly, also known as Witchy.
Oh, yeah, right.
So, before
AKA.
before we get too deep in this, first thing you'll notice is that we have quite a few more people than usual. Today is a special occasion. A lot of people wanted to be on for today. And also, you'll realize that it's like Rowan's first podcast since like the first one. Or
Yay!
He's back.
It's because I no longer work.
Oh,
Ow.
sad boy hours.
That's depressing.
I'm gonna sip a little bit of
I
wine
have
to
an
that one.
appointment. It's okay.
Okay. Get that government money, baby. Alright. So, another special thing about today is that today was entirely planned by Eirin and Halla. So,
Thank you.
Yes, thank you guys.
Round of applause.
So, today, for the recording, I will be relinquishing my title of podcast master to them, and they will be guiding the conversations. They'll be our leaders for the day.
God save us all.
Yeah, we're all gonna die today.
Shit.
This ends up being this ends up being the 6-hour one where we don't actually talk about anything. We just yell at each other.
How dare you say this about this character? How dare you say this?
I mean,
What'd you say about Solas?
What'd you say about Anders?
You cracked my egghead.
my Eggman, my husband.
Ladies and gentlemen who are hearing this, you'll hear very divisive opinions regarding loving and hating Solas, FYI.
Yes.
You leave my precious egg alone.
It's only love for the wolf boy here.
Alright, so before we continue, Eirin and Halla, you guys are gonna have to, split up your leadership ability. Feel free to intro the topic. One of you take the reins. I am now giving it on to you guys. Feel free, let's go. I am mostly an observer and a commenter today.
The talking stick has been passed.
Alright, take the Veilfire torch.
There you go.
We're gonna light it up.
Let all those undead come up.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna find the runes. I'm coming back.
Can I just say that I didn't understand that one mission? I just kept on killing things, and then I didn't realize I was supposed to be closing it for a good 20 minutes.
I mean, hey, it's a bunch of free XP, so
It's true. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna shut up now.
it's okay.
No, okay.
Okay.
So maybe we should preface this by saying that we're talking about Solas, but we're not just talking about the future Solas. We have to delve a little into the past to understand what the heck is possibly gonna happen in Dragon Age 4.
And
Which
also,
we still don't.
yeah,
Go ahead.
go.
Well, which we still we're calling Dragon Age 4 because we don't really know the official ending name of it just yet. I'm afraid.
Yeah, we know that it's in 5 days for American people. So yeah, it's just that all those podcasts and probably the next ones too would be about Dragon Age theories. We don't, we're talking about our theories, we don't steal anything from anybody. So if the theories are just something that somebody already said, I think it's probably normal because we're analyzing the same games and things. So
Yep.
yeah, just disclaimer there.
And also,
You're not trying to steal people's content. We're trying to create our own content without stepping on people's toes, so that's why there's a disclaimer. Okay, I'm going away again.
a lot of these theories came up when we were both each in our houses playing Dragon Age with the Discord chat on, we were just delving into bullshit theory after bullshit theory until something mildly appreciable came out. So please excuse the much madness that is coming your way.
Yeah, probably. Especially about the topic today, because we actually go for Solas / Fenrir well, I think it's not a spoiler at this point.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
spoiler
it's
alert.
If
definitely
it's
not
a
a- it's
spoiler,
definitely
you
not a
should not
spoiler.
be watching this podcast.
Yeah.
Well, could you? I haven't even played Inquisition.
What's a
what?
dragon age?
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Oh,
let's get it
gosh.
out of the way real quick. We're probably gonna
Spoilers
spoil.
inbound.
Yeah, yeah, we're probably gonna spoil almost everything Dragon Age. So
Mhm.
Okay, so,
maybe go into our other podcasts if you don't know that much yet.
yeah, and just a disclaimer that we want to tell, like, most of the spoilers will be from Trespasser, obviously, Masked Empire for a little bit of it, and Tevinter Nights. So if you don't read the book, that some things are going to be tough. We will try to explain, but that's going to be tough.
And if you want to know those
Hey, who
spoilers in a
read it
rush
yet?
and don't want to read the whole book, just read the very last chapter of the whole book, and you'll be, you'll be done.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
So, if I
Basically,
may
right.
suggest, we start with what are your theories? We have our own, but what are your theories regarding what is the origins of Solas?
I believe he's thick as fuck.
Is that size?
3 Gs.
We will never be like Jackdaw.
No.
Wait, what does Jackdaw say about him being thick? Is that a thing?
He doesn't. He's professional as fuck. And then you came in with, he's thick.
Oh,
Yeah, but
dummy thick.
That's us.
Dummy thick.
You know what? As much as I love
People.
Jackdaw, I'm not trying to be Jackdaw. I'm me.
Okay, you're right. I'm sorry.
The thing
my
is,
bad.
Jackdaw is the professional version of what a podcast should be,
Yeah.
and we're
Also,
the drunk
I'm not-
version.
Very true.
For the
Quirky
record,
people.
I'm not. I don't actually care that you said that. I don't know if you sounded like if you thought I was actually upset. I'm not.
I know you don't give a fuck, and I don't either. It's fine.
Okay, I'm just be careful. You said your voice sounded like you were sad.
No, I don't.
All right.
Okay,
Well,
I'm
fuck you
I'm
anyway.
Alright.
Okay.
How about you talk about Solas?
Oh, okay. I don't know. I assume he is a. Well, I mean, this is basic as fuck, but I believe that he's just an elf. I know a lot of people have this theory that he's a spirit, but I believe he is just an elf. That from the old times, and he hasn't lost his ability to live forever.
Okay.
I will contest that theory after maybe I hear everyone else.
I honestly just think he was one of, like, based on what I've heard from Trespasser and everything else, and how, like, the elves lived forever when the veil was down and everything, I think he was one of the people who basically, like the game says, he was one of the big elves, and then got fed up with people, and then ended up going off on his own and being like, Slave Rebellion!
Okay.
Which I don't know if that technically goes from origin, but I really I don't think he's like something very, very like big in the sense that he was made from somebody else as much as he was like an elf that lived forever by magic, like the other elves back in that time.
That does make sense. Rowan? Would you like
All right, so look, I am deeply conflicted on what I actually believe Solas to be. So I'm really hoping some new theories bring to light here. But I definitely think it's possible he's just a normal elf, who has studied the Fade as long as he says he has. You know, he is a Fade mage, and it's very possible he could have learned all of this from the Fade itself. I definitely think he's taking up a mantle. I don't think he's actually the Dreadwolf. I think he's a Dreadwolf.
Ooh,
Oh, nice.
good. Ooh, I've
That's
never
good.
heard
No,
that.
Mine kind
Just
of
because-
carries off yours. I'll wait.
Okay, cool. Just thematically speaking, the only person we've actually seen who's like fractured a part of them is Mythal. We haven't seen any other illusions or anything else like that. But I honestly think he's probably just an elf who learned all of this and is in deep regret and mourning for a homeland he's never had. So he's taken up this mantle, this idea, and is pioneering it forward.
Interesting.
Very
Mine's
nice.
not nearly as interesting as that. Mine's just like logic.
Yeah, sometimes it's good to have those kind of point of views like very different, but that makes sense. Both of them make sense.
Indeed.
Theoretically, he could be an edgelord. We don't know.
All right.
True.
1 second. I'm gonna take a sip.
Oh,
So,
wine.
kind of like how Anders and Justice got wonky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. I believe that Solas either made a deal with not a pride demon at the time, but just pride as a spirit. Because I personally believe that pride can be a good thing until, like, you allow it to not be, and you get too prideful. And if you look at pride demons, they have, like, 6-ish eyes, and then, like a center eye, but I don't know if that's an eye, and I don't know if it's... Anyways, they look kind of like the
Pictures of the Dread Wolf.
Exactly. So I think that Solas is either an elf from the past who actually fell asleep, or he's just a regular elf who was actually just wandering around and accidentally or somehow, some way, got involved with the Dread Wolf. And the Dread Wolf is like a pride, either spirit or demon, that's cohabitating his body, and he thinks fully that he is pride itself because the pride demon took over, and that's my theory. And I think that the Dreadwolf is the original pride demon, and I have a theory that all the Evanuris somehow created the different demons within the Fade.
Sorry, I keep clearing my throat. My fucking allergies are all fucked
I'm
up.
considering the fact that Wynn was saved by a spirit also and got intertwined with one.
Mm-hmm. So there's like multiple different showings that this is possible. So, but there hasn't been any really showing what happens when an actual demon intertwines with a person. And I feel like this is like Dragon Age being like, hey guys, hint hint, the Evanuris are actually really fucking bad.
I all agree on that.
Not the people with the slave markings to their gods.
I know, right? Jeez.
Because they do bad.
I don't believe that for a second.
Well, that would be a whole podcast subject because there's a lot of the Evanuris in themselves, to be honest.
No, I would love to just smack talk to Evanuris because I.
Well, you're welcome in the podcast if you want.
Yeah, I'm so down.
Just so you guys know, when I yelled that out loud, I spit everywhere. I don't believe that for a second, and I spit everywhere.
Okay, so all the theories are kind of good, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
And I like that because the first points like that we made in the so-called guidelines are actually going with what you all said, basically. So it's
Yay!
Wow, we're all on the same page.
We're on topic.
So, first question: who read Tevinter Nights here?
Not me.
I haven't finished it.
I have also not finished it.
I'm good with spoilers though, so you guys are fine.
I don't care about it being spoiled, really. I've already looked up everything the day it came out.
Yeah, I pretty much know what happens.
Yeah.
I have the book next to me.
I watched all of Jackdaw's videos immediately.
So there's something said in the story. Genevieve dies in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we all read that together.
Yeah.
Wait,
and
he actually dies. It isn't the.
No, it's the title.
So,
okay, spoiler alert.
Okay,
Not
sorry, I totally spoiled it. I'm so sorry.
We said spoilers ahead, Nimble. It's okay.
No, but that's the one I read, and then I was like, no, he dies. Wait, he dies in a different story, not that one.
Let's just say that the hint is in the title itself, but you wouldn't be able to tell unless you read it.
The thing is, he's officially dead, but truly he's not.
By all written accounts, Genevieve is dead.
Yeah, hey, that's a Bard thing. We all know that.
Mm-hmm.
Said your legion here. But
and I still don't know where I belong. That sucks.
I think like we meet again the the Kunari woman called Rasan, and I think this woman's gonna
bitch.
fuck us up.
A bitch.
Kunari. She's a bitch. That's for
I
sure.
feel my feelings about Rasan are the same as Witchy's about
I swear to the maker that as soon as you said that, I was like, well, it's not as bad as our hate for Patrice. And then you said it before I could get it out loud.
Woo!
No,
It is.
Fuck Patrice!
I love how I'm a meme.
between the comics and the stories we read about Rasan, that she's gonna do some big shit, and I'm kind of afraid with it. But that would be a whole topic in itself too. But she said something interesting, that Solas wasn't his first name. Like, he was Solas before Fenrir, and Solas said that too in Trespasser.
Mhm.
But the Kunari discovered that Solas wasn't his first name either.
Ooh.
And
So-
to add to that, in the latest artwork that we got access to, you will notice that Solas, when he has the glowy blue eyes and glowy aura around him, he has a pin on his cape that has a three-headed wolf. And yes, we're going deep into it.
Headed.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
three-headed. So it can be something like Solas, Fenrir, and whatever or whoever it was before being Solas. And
This is where Eirin's theories and I differ a little bit.
I'm not even sure about that. I'm not really sure about this, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Because it might just be a symbol that he took because it looks cool. So I'm not very too deep into it, but I'm kind of sure that something was there before Solas, which means Pride. Like I join you, Molly, with that, because Pride is a demon in Dragon Age universe, and it can be a demon, but it could have been a spirit before, because we learn thanks to Inquisition that wisdom spirits are very rare, but also turns into pride demons when they're knowledge and wisdom too.
But doesn't Solas always talk about how spirits are just spirits as they are? It's only when humans corrupt them.
Yeah.
They become
But he could be lying. We don't know.
Well, the thing is, he says human, but basically any mages who call a spirit and turn him against its purpose would just twist the spirit anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You just need a mage being stupid for that.
That's true.
Like, don't mess with spirit. And I think Cole said something like this too, like wisdom knows enduring pain. Enduring his pain, he hurts for her another of many he couldn't save. And that's maybe something that bothers me about Solas. Because I'm not even sure he is very aware of what he is, actually.
So, like, to go off of you, what if, this is a what if, like, Solas, the person, and then, like, there's a spirit and a demon. So there's 3 people and 1 dude, but I don't know if that would work out. That's a very,
No, I think that spirit and demon can be the same thing, like justice and vengeance.
It's a really easy twist from going to justice to vengeance, and the only reason why that didn't happen to Win is because she was just kind of, she was like, you know, she didn't have, she accepted what she had and accepted what happened to her and went with the flow rather than what happened with Anders and Justice and how it just changed very dramatically and changed his personality so much.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I like to say that I feel like Win, just a very quick side thing, I think Win was a very underrated character, and I think that I didn't get a real appreciation for her until, like, I don't even know how many playthroughs in, because I never took her anywhere, but I started talking to her more and taking her places in the game, and she's really fucking cool. And then
and hilarious.
And
She was
then,
my main. She was in my main party.
Win is awesome.
Yeah, she was. And then when you get into the book, when you get into Asunder, they just cap it all off.
Yeah,
it's great. I commend them. I don't know who writes when, but they did an amazing job.
Yeah.
She was the older lady in Origins in the tower,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
She was.
Making sure.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Just confirming. I'm not good with names, good with
Yeah,
faces.
I understand.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
All right,
The
back-
granny of the group. The one
Yeah,
you want her to actually be your grandma.
Yeah, I
Kinda,
took her
yeah.
everywhere. I loved her so much. It kind of, I didn't know there was a character named Win, and then I named my warden Win.
Oh, that's funny.
And I was like, ah, shit, same name squad, so she had to be in it. So, anyways, continue.
yeah, you guys go ahead and get back. I'm sorry, I had to pull us off that.
No, we
Just
love
wanted to show
tangents
some
around
love.
here.
Yes, we do. Very much so on the show.
Yeah, and that's actually a good point because she managed her spirit with her because, as Mother said, she made peace with it, which Anders didn't do because, honestly, it's kind of shady the way he accepted to take justice in him. Like, okay.
It felt hasty.
I'm honestly not sure
Yeah.
how much of it was free will, considering, like, when you listen to the banter in Awakening, he's not 100% sure. It's like curiosity talking, like a maid learning stuff, rather than, hey, be inside me.
Ugh,
Uh,
it wasn't the first time Anders said that.
I knew you were gonna make a joke.
Got him.
I was waiting for it. That's why I phrased it that way.
You know I'm right there.
Damn it, Nimble!
I'm always there for the
What?
joke.
I have to enable him.
Oh yeah.
Enable me, daddy.
Oh boy.
It's mommy.
a
Thank you
Walkman.
very much.
Oh,
And then you
Be a
wonder why I
wild
sent you all those things about Dream Daddy.
Oh god.
God, that's a good game.
Oh shit.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
Back on track!
Yeah. Again, more tangents.
I'll just quickly present my theory, which is a lot of tinfoil hatting and based very much heavily on a lot of very vague codex entries. But
Oh,
basically,
sounds good.
Yes, do it.
We love that
That's scary.
shit.
oh my.
Okay,
Sure.
theory. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. So basically, I think that Solas started out as and Eirin and I discussed this at length as a spirit of pride. As a spirit of knowledge or wisdom at one point, and then this is where our theories differ a little bit. I think he got corrupted at one point. Somehow he had some sort of interaction with the Evanuris, which turned him into a spirit of pride. And then Mythal found him, and there's a codex entry where... Actually, it's not a codex entry, it's something that Cole says, where he says, she gave him a new face. And I think this was her turning him into a sort of elf, like them more. And I think that with that new face, many of his memories of his time as a spirit and later as a demon, they faded away.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
possible that at some point, I believe he recovered at least part of those memories, enough that he would always have that affinity towards spirits in the fate. And he also understood the plight of people who couldn't fight the Evanuris, the ones that were enslaved by them, the other elves that served them. And so he became Fenharel, but Fenharel may also have been slightly based off a face that he assumed when he was a pride demon. Maybe, that's a bit of a stretch there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Solas might be an ancient elf because when you... First, because you perfectly said it, Cole is saying something in Trespasser, and I think I have the actual quote somewhere. Yes, he did not want a body, but she asked him to come. He left a scar when he burned her... He left a scar when he burned hair off his face.
Mm-hmm. Possibly her
Ancient elf.
velocity.
He's got.
And
Isn't that kind of like my theory, sort of? Kind of. A
Yeah.
little bit
Yeah.
tiny.
No, honestly, another really valid theory is like he used to be like a slave of Mythal, and then she freed him, and then somehow he got his power as Fenharel.
well, I find this one a little bit weird because why just him?
Just
That
him.
does bring up a good
Well-
question.
Okay, at the end of not Trespasser, but Inquisition,
Okay.
the little conversation between them, like maybe it was like a lover kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm still. How should I put this? I think I don't think that they were lovers. I think he was in love with her, and she used that
it.
love.
Yeah.
Yeah. To me, Mythol is just maybe the mastermind of many things.
She's a
but yeah.
manipulator. Remember this. She's manipulated women for centuries.
Yes,
Yep.
and
Let me take over my daughter's bodies.
But always
Willing.
willingly. That was an interesting point of contention. She could not take over them unless they were willing.
Which
Yeah.
is
So my guess is,
At least she chose some very fine bodies.
of course.
of course you would say that about Morgan.
Morgan's
Jesus
hot as
Christ.
fuck.
I mean,
Well, no. Morgan didn't consent, so no.
Morgan lived in the swamp.
Not yet. She hasn't consented yet.
Yeah.
I don't see her ever doing it. If she did, it would be something very drastic, like saving her son,
I was gonna say it's
or
probably something to
She
see.
Like-
said she would to save her son though, so like
depending if she's saying yes to Flimethyl Mythol, because that's not the same.
Mhm.
don't
Well, doesn't
know.
I
Also
think
beg
it's
the
kind of the
question if
same.
the old god soul is inside her son.
The
Uh,
old god soul is now with Nathal. If
Yeah.
you had that
Yeah.
path,
Because she takes it out of Kira.
But
And technically
Oh,
can be
okay, okay.
Solas now. So I'm
Wait,
kind
so-
of there.
You're breaking up a bit.
Yes,
quick
Megan?
question. So
Uh-oh.
like the
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I was just trying to break up the conversation, but everybody stopped at the same time.
so like there's two different paths where like either she does get the old soul or not get the old soul, or does she always get the old
She
soul?
always gets
No.
it. If it's within Kieran, she always gets it.
Okay.
The only
if there
difference
was
is
no
that-
son, then no, it's
Yeah.
destroyed by the first game.
yeah, because,
Shit.
because someone dies, like trying to keep the Archdemon soul
Yeah.
in.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is I fucked up.
same.
Oh,
Oh, my
I
beautiful-
just wanted
You guys
my-
did not have old god babies.
No, I had
You
it.
make Alistair or Logan do it.
Oh,
I made
okay.
Alistair do it.
Yeah, no, I totally did the same path. You didn't mess up at all.
Yeah, because I was like, all right, bro, you gotta take one for the team.
Me and Morgan had that child out of
Yeah.
love.
I feel like because my warden's the queen, right? And so I'm just imagining, hey, honey, so you want to live? You gotta cheat on me.
Imagine with a mage warden.
Yeah, when
It's-
you
I
make
wonder-
that
Right.
it's great when you have that conversation with Leliana though.
Oh no!
You have to be
Oh, I
like,
didn't.
Oh, Leliana, listen, I gotta bang Morgan.
I promise, it's purely for the lore.
You don't understand. It's gonna save my life.
I feel like Severin would be like, could I join?
And I joined, yeah.
Definitely would be.
Only if I can join.
I'm not that sure. I'm not that
I
sure
mean,
with the
I was
big kids.
romancing him, and he was like, "Okay."
Yeah, he seemed pretty chill when I was romancing
He
him too.
canonically
Oh,
gets more
I'm gonna-
points if you invite him to a threesome.
Oh yeah, I did
Oh
that.
yeah.
I didn't do that. Now I regret.
I was romancing Alistair. How do you want me to do that when he is not hardened? I can't.
Actually, you can get a foursome.
Oh, it's easy to get him hard if you try hard enough.
Really?
Oh my
I
god,
don't
can
want
we
to
not?
If
Halla.
I recall correctly, basically you have to be romancing Leliana, and when you meet when you meet Isabella, you have to have a Zevran also in your party, and through
Oh, gosh.
certain
Sorry?
through certain
Way too
dialogue
complicated.
choices, you can bang 3 people.
Holy heck!
I just
Orgy,
want- I just
orgy,
wanna say
orgy.
that
Dragon
joke
Age
was so
orgy.
fucking perfect. Come on.
Dragon Age
I hit that so good.
I'm dying. I'm dying.
How come you laugh when they make the dirty jokes, but when I make it, you yell at me?
Because you're
Patrick
doing
Meek says the horniest fandom. He is not joking.
Wait,
I mean, I've always been horny. This is just an outlet.
so wait, what was your reasoning,
Do
Witchy?
you think my 3 volumes of fan fiction are for fun?
I write these as a lifestyle.
Exactly.
You guys
Horny
not
jail.
think I
Everyone
have-
here belongs there.
Do you not think I have 10 different tabs of 10 different fanfics for no
My
reason?
God, I do too. I have like 100 tabs open of
What?
like different
As you say in Dragon Age, it's
100
smutty
Those are
literature.
rookie numbers. We gotta boost those numbers up. Just give me a
my
little
phone-
smiley face when I ask how
My
many tabs.
phone
it has.
is so slow because of it. Like I get distracted and start reading a different
Guys, listen.
thing.
Why
this
why don't
It's
you?
not all smut, but it just like it just like I get distracted. Then I'm like, oh, let's read this one because I'm watching this TV show. Oh, let's go to this one. Oh wait, now my phone
There you go.
crashed.
So this was nice and
different
all, guys,
side
but I
different
decided
animals.
that we're switching the topic to fan fiction. But it has to be the smutty kind.
It is.
No,
we could do a fanfic
We
rec
should
episode.
definitely do
right,
that.
If it's
Oh,
not
yes.
steamy, we're not streaming.
But...
We're not trying to get paid by this. We can talk about it.
There, I
Well,
don't need
I mean-
money. All I need is porn.
I mean, I already have a short one-shot
Ooh.
planned for you, Ethan. So
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Not everybody was here. Not everybody was here for that. But Halla is writing a fan fiction of me and Krishna.
Oh my god!
it was them. They asked, and I said, "Are you sure?"
Technically, I asked, and Krishna was
Wait.
like, "Please don't,"
why would you
Oh, that's
ask
true.
for that?
because it sounded
Are we
funny.
gonna do a dramatic reading of it?
Oh
when
my
you
god,
guys
yes.
get-
Please
Yes,
do.
please. Me and
One
Krishna have
voice,
to.
Ethan.
Me and Krishna, no, as in me and
It
Krishna have
started
to
off
act
as
it
a
out.
joke.
I just
then
want
I
to
took it
really. I wish I
seriously.
could see like their faces through it and just see bright red tomatoes as you read the
No.
smut.
No, they can do face cam while we're doing this.
Oh,
Who said
hell
I couldn't?
Hell yeah, we should definitely do it. I told Halla that we have to be fair and we have to give us both equal-sized penises so nobody gets jealous.
I keep forgetting about that, but yeah.
Or you know
Ethan,
what?
you
No,
almost made me do a spit take, you ass.
It's okay. To be fair, if we did actual size, you know, I don't want
No,
anybody.
no.
Yeah, I'm not going there. I'm not going there. No, just I just want to say, I feel
Ethan,
like
there's
everybody would be not enjoying this joke.
Ethan, I'm just gonna say something. There's a reason why I asked which one of you two was the tallest, and that's
Yeah,
all.
well, it is me. So
Oh, Ethan's
How
the
tall
top.
are you?
I'm like 6 feet. I'm like right on that. I'm like
Like
5
6 feet, or are you 5'11"?
I am 5'11" and a half exactly.
So you are 5'11", not
No,
6 feet.
5'11" and a half. There's that
I didn't
half
know we
inch.
rounded up.
2 meters. How much is that?
When there is a half inch, you round up.
For
When
conversion purposes, not 2 meters.
Welcome to America.
When there's a half inch, you round up.
So I'm 5'7" lit.
There you go. Take it.
I'm
I'm
gonna
3
try
foot.
to find.
So what,
So how
5'9"
tall
and
is
not
Solas
5
though? Hold up. How
quarters?
tall is Solas?
I don't know.
I'm
How tall
actually-
is Solas?
I'm 5'15". Is this correct?
No, not at
No,
all.
that's not right.
Oh, okay.
Not
So
even.
Solas is only 5'4", 163
Yo, he's tiny
centimeters.
as fuck.
The
He
fuck?
is an elf.
Don't worry,
He
I'll
is an
just
elf.
step on him.
Is
Oh,
that
sure, he's in
actually
Solas then.
canon?
I've dated women
He's
smaller
so
than Solas.
cute.
or the
Just so
same size.
tiny. All the
Oh my
inkies
God.
tower over him.
okay, sorry, I was
I
doing
love
this
that,
direct
okay.
conversion thing. So it says 5.150 on it. Basically, I'm 5'2" or something like
Oh,
that.
you're so small!
You're an itty bitty. Oh my
Oh,
god.
Historically,
Tiny.
French people were very short.
No,
Oh,
Halla's
Aaron's not short
porky.
at all.
Cole is
Wait.
5'9". Holy fuck.
Iron Bull is 7 feet
He's a
tall.
tall fucker. Hell yes, I
Just
want
for
to climb
reference.
that.
We are turning this podcast into something completely different, and then
So-
Aaron and Holler are just gonna get
Yeah,
Acid.
topic. When I
Okay,
did the
guys.
romance scene with Iron Bull, my roommate was there, and he's like, "What if he doesn't have a penis, but like a weird crab
Oh, he
claw?"
does.
Let's.
Crab claw?
Alright, imagine it's
Yeah,
like
well,
a...
what if the Kalari don't have the normal human anatomy? What if they have something just completely different? And
What
that's
if
why
it's like-
everyone's staring
what if
and
it's
confused in the cutscene.
Oh my god, I can't believe my brain just went there. But what if it's like a lizard penis because of dragon
No!
blood?
No.
Oh, it's like scaled.
Oh.
No,
it's not.
Iron Bull has a red
I'm
rocket
so
confirmed.
Okay, guys.
Why do
seriously,
I
we
make
cannot-
think of like Homestuck when I think of that? Ugh, I fucking
Guys,
hate
don't,
myself.
seriously, don't bring Iron Bull around me. I'm gonna simp so fucking hard.
with the
Don't
lizard
call him the
peen.
bull for nothing.
Dude, you and Asia just needs an entire episode of you two simping so hard for Bull.
I agree. We need to invite everyone who romance Bull on there. I'm just saying.
I haven't done it yet, but I plan on doing a playthrough when I do.
Oh, you should. It's
All
so
right.
good.
We need to get back on topic.
Sorry, right?
Back on
No,
track.
it's not your fault. It's not your
much.
fault. Half the time it's me. I'm just saying.
It's okay.
This is gonna end up being long as fuck.
Yes.
We just have to get back on top of Solas. It's alright.
Oh yes, right on top of him,
on top.
exactly where we belong.
Yeah, I wish I could. I wish I could see that.
I just high
Definitely not
fived
bottom
See
of
that.
Solas. Not 5'4".
Let's crack that egg.
I'm
I
gonna drink
wish-
some water
I'm
to
gonna
clear my head.
scramble that egg.
Yeah, I just wish the
Actually,
game
that's
would give us that. But
scrambling between your
Whatever.
thighs.
Ah,
Okay, all
We've got
right.
nice thick thighs. It's not difficult.
All right.
look,
Does that
as
mean we
long as
also
it's-
acknowledge that Solas is technically a furry?
Aw.
Got a persona.
Okay, I don't want to romance him anymore.
Transforming furry.
Let my baby alone.
I almost spit take all over my computer twice this episode. I actually hate this.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Do you know how expensive this setup is? Okay. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Where
So
were we?
I'm going to suggest asking you guys, what do you think then is gonna happen given his past? What do you think his objectives would be, as such?
I
Go ahead.
could start. I feel like there's the objections of Solas the person and then the demon with my theory. So like Solas the person, he
By
wants
the demon, do you mean that figure that we often see, the wolf?
Yeah.
Or something?
So okay, so like how I see it is like so like we know that the Everners can like shift forms, and like we saw this in the new short story that came out yesterday on D4 Day. I forgot the name of it, but we
There's a
see
short
that
story that dropped?
there were 4 short
them.
stories that dropped yesterday.
I had literally no clue.
Oh,
It's
gosh.
on
No
the
clue either.
it's on the new Dragon Age website. Here you go, guys.
Oh.
I got you.
Oh,
This
nice.
is why I
have
joined the
to
tea
watch. I have
house.
to check out the new website. I haven't looked at it yet.
I
Me
am the
I read all of this.
I am the warden. I watch for the drops. Anyways, so in the new one we see that two they're called Olithons, right? I forgot what they're called. Ancient elves. What are they called?
Elven.
again?
Oh,
Elven.
Elven.
The
Elvenon.
Elven. Elvenon. Okay, so we see 2 Elvenon able to shapeshift. So I think that Solas can technically shapeshift, but when he shapeshifts, it's just full Pride Demon taking over. He has control. That's why the Inquisitor can never get to him in dreams, because it's not technically Solas. Anyways,
Oh, we do
backtracking.
see that. No, we actually
Slight,
yeah.
small, tiny problem with that theory. When Anders goes to the Fade, he switches Justice.
Exactly. So I'm saying
Yeah.
that Solas switches to the Pride Demon Fen'Harel once he hits the Fade.
But you
Yeah,
can
that would
you
make
still
sense.
know who it is, though.
He also
Then
still
again,
acts
we're
and talks the
conversating.
same.
It's true. Okay, you
Yeah.
guys are right, but like going back to what I was thinking, it's okay. I think that the Pride Demon wants to bring back like the Evernurse as full with the head Chonchos like June
Oh,
Their
yes,
names
I'm
are
familiar.
so hard.
Jalalala, my favorite.
But like, you know, those guys on the top taking over the rest of the world, whereas Solas the person wants to bring back like the knowledge and the art and the technology, like all the fun advances that were going on with just pure magic, whereas the Fen'Harel wants to bring back the order and the hierarchy. So that's what I think.
Mm.
Interesting theory.
I kind of disagree here, because I think the whole point of Fen'Harel was actually to bring down the Evernurse. He couldn't stand what they were doing, and especially since I'm gonna go deep down with that because this is a lot from the comics too, and a lot from Tevinter Knights, and maybe a little bit about the shape-shifting Elvenon. I'm pretty sure that they can all shape-shift. We know that the Avengers can shape-shift into dragons. Thank you, Mythal, for that. And they could all be dragons. Except for Solas, because if he's a dragon, I'm gonna run.
Well, there's the big theory, and I don't know how true it is. It's been a while since I've read it.
Wait, the picture, Eirin, the picture with the new director, the big dragons.
No, I think it's the remaining archdemon. I'm not sure if it's Solas. If it's Solas, Solas is gone. That's for sure.
Yeah,
But still, that's what it made me think of when you said that.
Yeah, that's true.
This is gonna spoil a bit into the next podcast, but we have a theory regarding a relationship between the Archdemon and the Avengers.
And we think... I have a theory with that too. Okay, sorry.
I'm gonna be an asshole, and I'm gonna ask everyone to save those theories for the next podcast.
That's fine.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Make sure you don't forget it. Make sure you write them down.
Yep.
I don't write any of these down. I'm just spitballing every time.
Don't worry, we did.
That's kind of what I do, yeah. Anyways, my theory, honestly, is like he said, he's trying to bring down the veil so he can bring back, not necessarily for the Evaneris, but for the other elves that, like, you know, he basically screwed over once he put the veil up and took down the magic. But I think what's going to happen is he's probably going to try in some way to seal them, the Evaneris, in order to make it to where they don't just go back to their bad deeds, you know. I think it's going to backfire really badly, and that's what's going to be like Dragon Age 5 or something like that.
Yeah.
My guess is, in a perfect world, the Evaneris would be sealed because he doesn't want to kill them. He still sees them as siblings in a way.
Exactly.
But they would remain sealed without having taken out the aspect of the fate that used to permeate the world of the elves.
Yeah.
Dragon Age 5.
I think that's what he's going to try to do if he succeeds in bringing the veil down. But I don't know if he can do that correctly. I think once the veil comes down, all plays are off because everybody wakes up.
I think he doesn't. I think he's stuck in his dwelling for the past. Like, really. And you can see that. Cole is saying it too. Like, he says, I'm sorry you have to stay. It wouldn't work for them. You were trying to fix it. It isn't your fault.
Yeah.
Like, Solas is full of regrets. And actually, it's going to, again, be a spoiler for Tevinter Knights, but there's a story called Callback. And you can see a lot of people we knew from Inquisition going back to Skyhold. And you know the room where Solas is when he did all the murals of the Inquisition?
Yeah.
There's a freaking huge and powerful regret demon coming out of those paintings.
It's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite stories in Tevinter Knights.
It's so
cool.
good.
It is so well written.
So much regret that he summoned a demon in his murals.
It wasn't it also like the murals were like fading a little bit, and you could see like there was stuff underneath it too.
The thing is, you could see what was there before. That makes me kind of curious what he used this room before.
I think
Skyhold was Fenrir's house at some point.
I think that room is where he created the veil.
Yeah.
That's a good thought.
Yeah, I think that was set somewhere. I don't remember where though.
I can't really remember what Skyhold was before, other than when I played Inquisition. He was all like, "It's a place for you."
I think someone said, or someone wrote that it was the place where the veil was taken down.
Yeah, it was like Fenrir's like main hiding spot, like main forces area. That's why it was able to hold a fucking army, because it was created to hold a fucking army.
But he does say that the veil is thin here when you first arrive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, like, I have a feeling like he's like when he goes to tear it down, he's either going to do it in like Tevinter because there's so much magic in Tevinter, or at Skyhold because that's where it was either created or
would see
whatever.
I just remembered why we have that theory of that's where the veil was created, because of its elven, where the sky is kept, or more specifically, the place
where the sky is
held
held
back.
The sky is held back.
I need to interrupt for a second.
Okay.
Halla, would you mind repeating that last sentence, because the everything went completely like empty for a second.
Okay. So the reason why Skyhold might be where he created the veil would be because the translation of its elven name is the place where the sky is kept, or the place where the sky was held back.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, I remember hearing that.
I mean, we all believe that he literally created the veil in his office. That much I heard.
Yes. Yes.
I would be surprised. It also, like, it would make sense why he would want... It would make sense why he would gravitate towards there if he, like, spent a lot of time in there already.
He knows the place. He knows it's around, and he knows it's well protected.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually so I don't own the book, so I just saw this picture on Twitter, I think. But there's a picture in the last BioWare big book for the 25th anniversary when you can see Skyhold being blown away. So I don't know when it was, if it's for the next settlement or what happened in the past. But it seems to be a huge place for Solas / Fenrir. I'm pretty sure it's more Fenrir than Solas at this point.
It does make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Solas, as we knew him, is he's gone. Like, it's Fenrir now. It's not even Solas.
I have a question for you guys. So, like, there's a place in Tevinter called Solas.
Solas.
Yeah, do you guys think that there's any, like, importance to that place? Or is it just a fucking coincidence that a character's named Solas?
I would like it to have some kind of significance.
Yeah.
I imagine...
it's going to be a coincidence, but it would be kind of cool if it was like...
Yeah, I imagine that if it's not like a very obvious thing, like, oh, he lived there, or some kind of stupid shit like that, I imagine it could be a place that elves named after him.
Yeah, because don't forget that Tevinter was built in the ancient Elven Empire, because that was part of Alasan before it went down to the sea.
I like the name after him thing.
Yeah.
I like the idea that some regretful tour guide has to go, yes, this is Solas. This is named after a horrible elven deity. Please move along. We want to talk about some of the things that Cole says. Those are always my favorite.
Yeah,
those are awesome. Please go ahead.
Yeah. If you have some, go ahead. We can commend that. Because Cole, like, we know that he knew that Solas was federal. You could have told me before he broke my heart.
My question is, like, why did he not say anything to anybody, though?
Because I think he knew that Fenrir didn't want that.
Cole's a pretty respectful little boy.
But he was he was always very like, hey, I want to help people. Oh, Fenrir, your thoughts are kind of bad. You're doing bad things. Why can't I warn somebody?
He only views it as helping.
He warned him. He did. He warned him.
But he warned Solas. He didn't warn anybody else. Like when the soldiers were coming in Inquisition, in the part if you choose Dorian instead as the first recruit, he literally goes, "Hey, I'm here to help you,"
because he wanted.
Yeah, like I feel like he could have said something. Is all I'm saying. Like it's definitely an interesting, intricate mind he has to have him not warn somebody that something bad is coming.
I'm not even sure that he saw Solas as a menace. That's a big thing. I don't think he sees Solas as a villain. He's
the perfect quote is when you take them out and Cole is trying to talk to him and he's like, I can't unravel the hurt without pulling it all.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cole is instinctively driven to try and help regardless of outcome.
Mm-hmm.
There's also, when you romance him, you can see that even when Cole is trying to help, Solas can cut him off.
Yep. That was
If
great.
you can. Oh yeah, I remember that.
Asks him, but he can cut him off without any like.
Yeah.
And if he can cut him off, then that's easy enough to be like, "Hey, Cole, you can't see my plan."
Yeah. And I think that's the big issue is that Solas hates being alone, but he knows that he has to do it alone.
Yeah, he
Right.
calls the Denanchural, I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, I will do the non-sure. There's only this on the journey. I will not. You have seen what I've become. He's very, very particular about that.
The question is, are we talking about the death of Solas, or are we talking about the death of his actual body? That's the thing. I don't understand if
I don't
he
think it-
means-
I don't think it
think they're
necessarily
intertwined.
means. I don't think it necessarily means his death, actually, as much as he's going to become somebody that is going to even have more regret than he has now by the choices he makes trying to take the veil
Yeah.
down.
Yeah,
I
thank
think
you.
it's
Regret,
more
for that.
of. No, you go.
No, I was just commenting that regret is there for that.
Yeah.
I was going to say that that we've seen multiple times throughout the series that things are more about intent than anything else versus actual like word for word meanings. I think it's more of a philosophical or metaphorical turn for him.
Mm.
You know? I don't think there's actually a death of Solas or a death of Fenharel,
No.
death of the Pride Spirit. We've learned that when we're dealing with demons and spirits and people, things are intertwined and they're complicated. I don't think there's a simple way of categorizing Solas
No, there
as
isn't.
an individual creature.
That's why I'm kind of interested about him. And there's also this: you can turn a demon back into a spirit. We did it, except that we did it too late with his friend.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, this freaking anagram killed me. We only which one?
The one with the slow arrow and the wolf's jaws?
No, the all new faded for her. Like it was right under her nose and we didn't see it. That was amazing. But just doing that, we could bring back the wisdom spirit. She was back, except that we did it too late.
I think according to Masked Empire, Solas has already begun to die in a way.
Yeah.
He's fading away, and also he's still a little bit in there in Tevinter. So basically what I mean by all of this is in Masked Empire, the way he kills Felasan basically is extremely violent and impersonal, I felt.
That was so heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I'm
But I-
confusion. What is Masked Empire?
It's one
It's
of the
a book.
Actually, a really good one. It's a little bit of a prequel with Duke Gaspard, Celine, Briala, and
Michelle.
I forgot the little Michelle, the knight's name. There we go.
Alright, going to the library now to see if I can get it.
It's actually a really good one. It's one of the first ones I
Yeah.
read.
It's
Honestly, other than Tevinter, that's probably my favorite.
Sunder will always be my favorite, probably.
Makes
Mm.
sense.
After, depending on once I read to Winter Nights, but like I really liked Asunder.
Tevinter Nights is definitely my favorite because the lore in there is just I love it.
So much lore.
Yeah, that's why I love it.
Limited lore.
And
Wasn't there another one that was set after Origins? Oh, Last Flight. That's what it was.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, that's gonna be a Grey Warden podcast. I have that. I have it. I have it.
Have you read Last Flight?
Yeah.
No, Molly.
Huh? No, I haven't. I've only read Tevinter Nights, so that's why I'm trying to.
So get Last Flight because it involves the Griffins and the Second Blight, and it's really good.
Okay, yeah, I'm planning on reading through all of them. The issue is my library is like kind of limited in what it has, so like I'm trying to be like smart about it and not spend like all my money.
No,
Yeah,
I totally understand. Budgets are important.
Mm.
Yeah. But yeah, Masked Empire, I was kind of, I won't say shocked. I would say very surprised by how Solas acted. Was holy hell?
Yeah, that was
Oh.
cold.
Okay.
He appeared and basically murdered a guy, and then was like, "All right, I'm out."
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm like, this is not Solas. This is not the I mean,
And
we
more
talked about
more
the guy who's
interestingly,
almost crying when he broke up with you.
This was done in the Fade, where Solas usually tends to assume a different form, as we saw in the end of his romance in the ending slides.
Yeah, the
You
wolf.
see him, if you romance him, you have the
wolf.
Inquisitors. Yeah, the Inquisitor saying that she feels like there's a wolf looking out for her in her dreams and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that might be how should I put it? A demonization of Fenharel, what he has to become in order to accomplish his objectives, no matter what it takes.
Yeah.
Meaning he's going to sacrifice Solas.
Oh, there's a collection
Yeah.
for $40. That's not
Ooh.
bad. Okay, I might do that. Anyways, continue.
But
I
do you
think
see that some part of him is still in there in Vinternights in the last story because of the way he speaks about the Inquisitor? He has. You can tell he's
nights there.
Mm.
Because I think it could be useful to read what Solas says.
Yeah, I got it. What do you need? I got it.
So
I have it.
The very last story.
Literally
like,
on me. Okay, 1 second.
the very
Alright.
last pages, because I forgot my book upstairs, and since
Yeah.
everybody's safe, that's gonna be complicated.
Yeah, this sentence literally kills me because he
Yeah.
makes it sound so sad. Okay.
Yeah, but all the dialogue lines it says, like he can. Solas isn't neutral about the Inquisitor. They're either friends, maybe lover, but I don't think they're gonna put in the default tapestry for Dragon Age for the romance option because they never do that.
Yeah,
Could be
Barrier
interesting
is in front of
point.
romances as canon.
Yeah, especially Solas because it would give a lot of things away.
I think that would make
I'm-
that being canon would be perfect.
Do you guys want me to read the whole conversation between Charter and Wolfie, or just that one sentence?
Maybe the sentence and the thing
Okay.
that precedes it, I guess.
All right. So then, okay. So I'm gonna read the sentence beforehand that Charter says. Turn to
Wait a
Only
second. Wait.
Fenharel does not
Like,
approve.
as soon as you started talking the quote, it just
Said,
shredded.
don't out me.
Oh, hello. Am I back?
Solas was like, "You better
Yeah.
stop."
Better stop. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna try to like actually talk this in my voice. Anyways, then perhaps we are not the only ones you lied to. Charter said, "You do not have to do this." His look pinned her. I have no choice. What I am doing will save this world, and those like you, the elves who still remain, may find it even better when it's done. Charter considered lying, but then she thought of Tessa with her quick smile and strong hands. There are those I care for who will not. He smiled sadly. Yeah, okay, here we go. I know that feeling well. I'm not a god, Charter. I am prideful, hot-headed, and foolish, and I'm doing what I must. When you report back to the Inquisitor, his voice faltered. Say that I'm sorry.
This is not neutral.
No, he gives a shit. Even if like, okay, so like you could either be a full-on asshole to Solas, or like actually like be friends or even fall in love with him. But even then, he still cares about the Inquisitor, no matter what, and it makes me so fucking sad.
Yeah, and that's what kills me, because you can see that he cares, but he hates what he's doing, and
he's so well written. God damn.
Yeah.
The thing is, I don't think Solas would have. I just don't think Solas would have cared if he hadn't been part of the Inquisition. If he hadn't seen people, like real people up close, whom he all thought were like tranquil. At one point, he mentioned that.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like if his plan went through as he thought it would, and Corypheus died taking the orb, then he wouldn't feel bad about what he's doing. He would be like, sweet, yes, my plan's going perfectly. We're gonna just like tie it up and like take it down. But then as soon
It's like finger guns.
I think you can have this Trespasser quote about this. I think you can have a dialogue with Solas and Trespasser. Like, even I would take the old word back, even if this one must die.
Yes, he
Like-
does say that.
The return of my people means the end of yours, and the Inquisitor can be, we aren't even people to you. And it's like, not at first, but you showed me that I was wrong again.
Boom!
Okay, so like I'm gonna be real. I used to hate Solas so fucking
Yeah, I
much.
know.
And
He used
then,
to yell at me for liking him.
yes, and then I
Could
read
you?
and then I read To Winter Nights, and like I read that sentence, and then I saw like the actual game when you romance him, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
he's not bad.
He is the best character
It's just
in
the-
Dragon Age for me. Like written wise, he's the best.
He's so well written.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Just a
very
little
well
Ed
written.
boy, and he needs a hug.
Round of applause for everybody who worked on Solas's character because holy
Yeah.
fuck, you motherfuckers were great.
Was
Yeah.
that,
Anyways.
was that Patrick though? Was it Patrick?
So
Patrick.
he like
David
tweeted
Guidance
this.
help.
He tweeted the whole team that worked on Solas.
Yeah,
oh,
there's
I
a
didn't
lot
even
of
know it was the whole
writers.
team.
So
I didn't know that.
so yeah, so like you gotta remember there's more than just one person like writing out these characters. There's like developers, and then there's the people rigging them, and then there's the people who are doing the voice
Oh,
acting
yeah,
and the
yeah.
acting.
I'm talking
so,
about
like,
specifically writing though.
No, there are
Not-
usually multiple writers on a specific team, especially if they're writing a centric character like this, and especially if they're doing books.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the main
Patrick Weeks is your lead developer on it.
yeah, and with a huge influence of David Guider at the time, this man is still gold.
David's a fucking god. I love him.
Yeah.
You just sound like you just fucking came for David.
Yeah.
Oh!
No!
Oh, David!
Oh my
Not
goodness.
cummies for
Fuck
David.
you!
Oh
Don't fuck yourself.
Oh.
Ethan.
They did
Please
make
remind me, wasn't David Gaither the one holding back from making Sola's story even more tragic at one point or
no!
something?
He also wanted to kill Varric.
yes.
Yeah, that
Well,
motherfucker.
end him.
No, no,
I
no,
will
no, no,
end
no,
him. No, leave my precious boy alone.
And now he's running Summer Isle, something like that.
Kirkwall!
Summerfall's
Kirkwall? What are you talking about?
Oh.
I'm not talking about Varric. I'm talking
Uh-huh.
about David Gamer.
A new company.
Isn't it
Summerfall
Summer
Studio.
Isle Studio? Summerfall?
I'm
What?
so
Summerfall, yeah.
sorry.
That's so
I'm so fucking sorry.
but that's
But also, what's Varric do again? Who is that? I don't even know.
Oh, shit.
Isn't he
Don't fuck
dead? I'm
yourself.
living in an alternate timeline.
Ethan, I fucked up. I recognize it.
I'm fine with you. Relax. It's fine.
I know.
But it's just that they very like it's complicated to hate and love this character. Like this is very ambivalent. Like when you know Solas, you're like, I know you're wrong, but you really think you're doing the right thing.
hmm
And that's why I usually try to pick the dialogue. Let me come with you. That then I can show you you're not doing this the right way.
Mhm.
The thing is, Solus, he's doing the wrong thing, he knows, but at the same time, I think this time he's got a slightly, and I mean that only a little bit, more solid plan regarding Divinors. And it probably involves that Red Lyrium idol, which, if I may, I think he created it from Titans.
That's
That's
gonna
how-
be. You will have
That's
your
gonna
podcast
be
about Titans.
Another podcast.
Exactly.
Can I? Sorry, you good.
Go.
Okay. I have a question or two to just propose to each person.
Let's go.
ahead.
First question again. We'll start in the order of Eirin, and then Halla, Nimble, Rowan, Witchy. Do you plan on redeeming Solas?
Yes.
Halla?
Yeah.
Okay. Nimble,
I can't. Yeah.
Rowan,
Redeeming as in...
like
Kidding.
like trying to keep him from doing the bad stuff and making him one of your friends again.
I want him to do the bad things.
Okay. That's
Inside.
a part of my follow-up question. Witchy?
I'm gonna try to redeem him, but if I can't, then
Yeah.
put down the dagger.
Well, yeah, that's the only other option.
Yeah.
So my
Yeah.
plan is also to redeem him if I can. If not, obviously, he's going to get the murder knife. And my second question, which is a big one, is if given the chance, would you let him go through with this plan?
Wow, that's a good question.
Yes,
Yeah.
no regrets.
Let's
Okay,
start with Eirin.
it depends of how we take care of the Evanuers first. Because I don't think it's a bad thing that the magic can come back. But it depends on how he's doing it. Like, if it's killing everything in THEDAS, like, it's not a solution bringing back the past again. So, depends on how we do it.
Okay. Halla?
So I'm gonna also give a rather diplomatic answer on this subject, which is it depends on what his plan exactly involves, because so far he's just fucking the fuck up all the time.
Yeah, fuck it up. Oh, God.
Twice in a row.
He has good ideas, but his execution has been shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is a
So,
child.
if there's a way to make sure the Evanuers don't basically kill the whole world by trying to fight each other and, spoiler alert, some other ones, then maybe I will help him in his plan if it doesn't get everybody fucked up around us. So yeah.
All right. Nimble, you're up.
I don't think I will, because my understanding of the veil, if the veil goes down and everything, all the demons, all the spirits can come down and corrupt, and that whole threshold of like the veil coming down protects so many people from spirits and demons, and having them all come down, I don't see any way for the veil to come down and there not to be serious problems, even besides the Evaneris, even like taking that out of the equation. There are so many bad things in the Fade, also good things, but like there's so many bad things in the Fade, like I feel like that's not going to protect people, so I'm guessing I am not going to be able to like
That's a very
let him
fair
go
point.
through.
That's a great point. Shit.
Yeah. All right, Rowan.
I'll know the Helmo meme, right? That's me.
Yeah.
I am all down for any character in any fantasy, mythological, sci-fi story who's wanting to destroy the world order. Nothing excites me more.
That makes me so sad.
Dismantle
I 110% want to help him tear down the veil. I don't really care about the consequences.
Yeah. Chaotic evil. I like it.
So like my canon character would probably be like curious enough to see what the fuck would happen. But me, I have so many apprehensions about it, kind of like how Nimble said, like, yeah, it sounds great in theory, but we don't know what would happen in practice. So even if there's a way to tear down a veil in a very specific area that doesn't cause it to tear everywhere, and we see what happens and we run experiments, then maybe, then yes. But
It's too safe.
the scientist, the scientific like logic in me is like we gotta test it first. Like you can't just rip a band-aid off an infection and hope it just doesn't fester.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's such a good example.
Yeah, well,
Thank you.
technically he did, because the last time he tried to go on with the plan he had, it created a breach and he tried
Boom.
to stop it.
So by that experiment, me personally would not. But I probably will go based off my canon Inquisitor and let it happen for shits and giggles, and then maybe go back in the save and then go see the other version. But yeah.
Yeah.
It's also a good plan.
All right. Well, that leaves it to my turn. I have been toying with this idea for a while now. Ever since I saw people on Twitter being like, "Ooh," like, you know, like bringing up the question a little bit. And honestly, I very much kind of want to do it.
Yes.
I play Elven Inquisitors first, always.
Yes.
I always go for a Dealer Shelf, no matter what. And just like, I feel like there's so much potential, and I feel like this is something I wouldn't get mad at. I don't know if the rest of the community would be upset about this. I would actually like it to just be a thing that happens that he just gets away with it. Depending on how the story goes.
Yeah.
Because obviously depending on how it all gets there, but if he succeeds, I feel like that is just an absolutely incredible, wild thing for the whole series. Also, that's also with the possibility that maybe it doesn't destroy the world after all.
That's true.
Because you've never torn down a veil before. Maybe it doesn't destroy the entire world. Maybe everything just merges and not everybody dies. Maybe only some people die. You know, like, you don't know. But
supposedly that's the way it was before. The world and fate were merged.
Exactly. So what I'm saying
everybody can touch magic and feel spirit.
So I'm saying is like maybe it doesn't destroy everything when everything becomes one again. You know.
Maybe. I imagine there's a lot of horror as people kind of suddenly regain a brand new sense or feeling.
Exactly. I think it could kind of be like the ending to Mass Effect 3, the synthesis ending. Yeah. Which I did not pick. Yeah. But I just got to put that out there because destroy all the way.
Exactly.
But I think this is different than that ending very much. Yeah. But I think it would be something like that, where people would be feeling a new thing, like you guys said, a new sense, and I think it's a very interesting concept to happen, but I feel like there is no half measure with this. It can't be a choice in the game. It's impossible.
Yeah.
So he either
gotta be a thing that happens.
Yeah, he either has to succeed or he has to fail. I imagine he'll fail because, you know, but I feel like if he succeeds, the possibilities are fucking endless. Imagine all the crazy shit that could happen. Maybe new races could come into being. Oh wait, am I like? Oh, I think my mic cut out there for a second.
You're fine.
So like maybe new races could come into being. Maybe fucking, you know, people will start changing and the new spirits could emerge and ones that we've never discovered could be shown, and I feel like there's so much crazy ass possibilities with Solas actually succeeding, you know?
I honestly feel like the plot could kind of go that way with DA4.
Yeah.
I don't know completely, obviously. I don't know. But, like, I think it would be really interesting if, like, you do everything you can with this group of people and your new, you know, protagonist and everything, but in the end, you actually fail. And, like, there's no choice. You just fail, and then it's set up for DA5.
Also, Dragon Age loves making us sad.
And
they love hurting us. That's their whole deal. This entire series, I've been hurt.
If I may just add to Ethan's train of thought, if the veil goes down, I think two things will happen. One, the Chantry will disappear, and two, the society will turn what old Arlathan used to be and what Tevinter currently is, which basically means that if the veil goes down, there will be a plethora of demons.
Yeah.
And people who have no magical defenses against them will have a hard time resisting them. So my guess is mages will rise in ranks even more than they did before.
So basically demon souls.
Yep. Woo! And this is why I think the Chantry will basically quite possibly extinguish itself. Either people extremely turn into it and see that there are no results and people keep getting killed and overtaken and stuff, or people just see immediately that the Chantry simply has no defenses against demons other than praying. I'm sorry, but it's true.
Well, we all know
they
that
have
the
Templar
Chantry
magic.
Yeah,
Technically not the Chantry.
This is
not
true.
anymore. I mean, well, maybe in other countries. Oh, did I cut out
Ethan,
again?
you cut off?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's funny is I'm gonna cut out for you guys, but not in the actual recording, because it's recording from my computer. Anyway, in other countries, the Templars are still part, I believe. Like I assume that the Tevinter Templars are still a part of their chantry, even though they're not actually used well.
I
No,
I just thought
they have their own thing
I'm
going
just
with that.
using it as an example.
Totally.
Like the Anderfell's Templars could very much still be a part of their chantry or something. I don't know.
I have an idea. What happens to those who got what's it called? When you lose your magic.
Tranquil.
What
Tranquil, there we
happens to the tranquil if the veil goes down?
Well, they come back.
Oh, they definitely come back.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Okay.
They come back.
I think that begs a bigger question, and that usually kind of falls into gameplay as well, is if Solas succeeds, and he tears down the veil, and magic comes back into the world. Theoretically, DA5, do we get to play a dwarf with magic?
Oh,
Do you
my
get
God.
to play a...
yes.
You get to play a warrior still, and have magical abilities on top of that, and basically be a spell sword, or a spell archer, or a spell rogue.
That's a
I
good fucking
would-
point. That'd be
okay,
awesome.
sweet.
Do we
Everybody gets
develop a
magic.
new...
Hey, Dragon Age, you're allowed to use that idea. We're not selling it to you. Please let us use magic
No,
with
I
other
am selling it
classes.
to you. I want the royalties.
Okay, here's the thing. So, Dwarves and Magic, that's part of the podcast that I'm most excited about, which is the
The
Dwarf
dwarves.
podcast.
So
Oh, by
I
the way,
fucking
dwarves are
love
underrated.
dwarves.
quick question. How many more topics do we have for this one?
what do you need? What do
Oh,
you
I'm not in
need?
any rush. I'm just wondering
Later.
how many topics are we supposed to get through for
With
just-
Solas?
No, just
Yeah.
for today.
Yeah, for Solas, there's still a few points that we wrote in the thing that we didn't talk about.
Oh, that's fine. No, we can get through
Zealots,
all.
for example.
Like I said, I'm not in a
Yeah.
rush. I'm just wondering because we're already an hour and a half in,
Yeah.
and I just
Oh,
thought
yes.
that I thought we would probably like be not even close.
No, that's
Oh,
fine.
no.
We try to
Tiffany,
be-
you underestimate our ability to go off track.
No, that was actually overestimating.
It seems if we check the notes, the only thing we really haven't talked about is all the words that are spoken in Elven.
All right, quick question.
Between
Solas
and various other
we all
characters.
when did we all get notes?
Yeah,
I'm-
I know it was sent earlier, but I just
Oh.
have been spitballing. I
I
haven't
just-
even looked
She
at
just
the
sent
notes.
it to me in the...
Okay, I'll just be honest. Like this is my
I
podcast,
asked for it, like,
and,
today.
and I am never prepared. I
Well.
always just start up and go, "All right, let's fucking get into it, guys," and then it always works out.
we knew that
Yeah.
that was gonna be a little messy, so we thought that a paper would be good.
That's what happens when there's a lot of people.
Yeah, that's why we did
a
this.
lot better than I thought it was going to.
I feel
Me
like
too.
in the 7 to 10 minutes that we had before I officially started,
We got all the stupid
it
out.
was a little messy, but like that's why I got the our conversation rolling a little bit. I'm not keeping that cold open because it was just 7 minutes of us just talking nonsense. But
Do we want to do like a special release of all the cutscenes?
Oh god, don't. No, never.
I literally have 2 entire episodes that I had to junk because of reasons. Oh boy,
Oh,
the
no.
first one was the one that was a big issue. The second one was
Oh, I remember that. You told me about that.
the second one was the one that we recorded last month. I think it was last month or the month before, something like that. We recorded another one very recently, like I said, like a month ago, and
Yeah.
just like we not even halfway through the episode, somebody had to drop out, and it just wasn't good enough. It wasn't up to
Yeah.
standard, so I had to junk it.
Oh no.
Well,
Yeah.
at least you will have all the Dragon Age 4 theories because there's a lot of them. Like we tried to summarize, but that's at
There's
least
so many.
the elves got 2 podcasts. We have crows, we have canaries, we have dwarven titans, magister, mortal
We did a Kunari podcast and I wasn't invited.
No, we haven't done
Hey,
these yet.
you didn't answer.
I was
This
gonna
is
say.
this is the first of our Dragon Age theory series.
Yes, number
Series.
one.
Number 1.
Until the series comes out, and then we all get to cry and go into our own alone bunkers while we,
Oh my God. I know.
Prepare for the next round of theories.
I told you guys the
Yeah.
story so many times, or at least like a few of you. I don't know if everybody has. But
you
this
passing out for Mass Effect.
No, I mean that I did that all throughout middle school. I would literally play Mass Effect 2 until I passed out every night.
Aim.
That's not even a joke. And then this other one, this is another tangent I'm putting us on. Goddamn it, I'll be quick. Was I met my ex-girlfriend in college, and we started dating, I think, 2 days before Mass Effect Andromeda came out. And I was like, hey, just so you know, I'm going to be really distracted by this game. I've been waiting for it for, like, years. And she's like, okay, yeah, that's no problem. And we... So the second or third day of us dating, and then I didn't speak to her for an entire week.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I didn't talk to her for an entire week. Oh, God.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
I played that game nonstop until I beat it. And I didn't speak. I barely spoke to her. She came over while I was playing it. And she just like sat next to me and just watched me play for hours. And then she left. I was the worst boyfriend in that.
I was gonna say, you're the most wonderful boyfriend I've ever heard of.
It was the very first week of us being together, and I was the worst boyfriend. I got way better. I'm a great boyfriend, but like that week was terrible. I was such an asshole. If I was me, I would have broken up with me. Oh my God! I was going to say if I was her, but yeah, if I was her, I would have left me immediately.
Hang on, guys. I'm muting myself for a second.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I would have.
I can get you. I had my second boyfriend ever.
Mm-hmm.
There was kind of that issue because at the time, what was it? I think Final Fantasy 13 had just come out.
Mm-hmm.
And
someone with lightning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The very first one that came out with her. And then I was like, okay, so you know I'm a gamer. He's like, yeah. I think he thought it was kind of like, I don't know, the one with the Facebook games or something like that.
Yeah, the Candy Crush kind.
Yes, exactly. And then he kept like calling me, so are we going out tonight? Are we going out tonight? And I'm like, yeah, it's okay. Then I finally, like on the third try, I said yes. And then I didn't see him again for a while. A little bit over a week as well, something like that. And he was like, are you seeing someone else? No, I'm really not.
You say, yes, I'm seeing lightning.
I was seeing snow, if anything.
He was the worst.
But he was so hot, though.
I could feel the thirst in that. You're like, he was so hot, though.
Like, his personality, that's fine, but the body, holy Jesus, thank you, please.
Have some good abs.
Hell yeah.
No, my significant other is absolutely pleased the video games are coming out, so I leave her alone for days on end. I don't have to keep bugging her.
So you can stop asking.
All right, guys, I have only 20 minutes left.
Oh,
all right.
Okay, so let's
kick it back in.
AKA, get our shit together.
Get our shit together. Let's stop talking about how we want to fuck Final Fantasy characters. By the way, mine would be
Krishna.
Krishna. Yes, mine would be a Krishna actually. Krishna is a Final Fantasy character.
Tied to 13, or can I take Cloud?
Okay, well, obviously mine would be Tifa. But okay, let's
I beg to differ. Ethan, I think, given your simping for Morgan, I think you would love, oh my god, what's the antagonist in Final Fantasy VIII? What's her name? The one that was possessed. Oh god, I think would be her. She looks like she's
I've only played 15.
Mine would be Leon.
Oh, you're missing on a simping opportunity here. I'm just saying.
I simp on too many people already. All right, let's get back into it. Let's get back into it. We're gonna lose Nimble soon. Let's get back into it.
Oh yeah.
Simp for the Simp podcast.
Exactly.
So, fellas, and we did. Yeah, there's the thing.
Wait, there was this one thing about Philoson. Sorry.
Oh, go.
I don't think Philoson is dead. That's the thing. I mean, yay and nay. Hear me out. So, okay, he got killed, sort of. I think we don't have actual body confirmation. I don't believe it. Sorry.
Possible he's like reverse tranquiled, where his body is severed from the spirit.
Yes.
Or from the veil versus here.
Yes, and I say this, I didn't think about this because, okay, so here's the thing. In Masked Empire, supposedly Solas kills him. Quotation marks here. Exactly. And into Winter Nights, there's this one part, I do not remember what's the exact story. I know it's between the two girls who are trying to steal an artifact from the Kunari. And they end up meeting some agents of Fenharel. And one of the girls, one of the agents just goes into a trance when she's just like saying, Felasan, Felasan, Felasan.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, is he still acting behind the scenes but from the Fade or something? And that's about my only hint of it. But
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
exactly.
What if his soul was taken, right? And he's replaced with a spirit that's a little more loyal, with quotations.
Maybe sort of
be.
punish him and just send him to the fate. Like, right now, you're staying there, you don't move because you messed up last time I put you into the real world. Because
Exactly.
Felasan is really an ancient elf. We have almost a confirmation of it.
Yeah,
like,
he knew
Red
too much
Witchy.
about Lucinera.
Could
And
he make a
he's-
tranquil army?
I don't know.
What? Tranquil
To traverse the Rite of Tranquility, you have to have a spirit touch you.
Yes.
Yes.
So theoretically, Solas, with his massive amount of Veil and Spirit and Fade knowledge, could theoretically make a Tranquil not Tranquil anymore.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, and Cassandra, if you help Cassandra, you can do it. You can now reverse, and the Seeker of Truth are supposed to help with that. Please, Cassandra, do it. That's all I ask. But we have also a quote from Cole for Felasan. It's his friends had to die because they thought there were people. A slow harrow breaks in the sad wolf's jaws. And the fact that he's talking about the jaws of the wolf, like with the theory we have that the wolf is Solas' form into the Fade, maybe
Necklace.
it's him too. Yes. So that's interesting. I don't know if Felasan would be an ally to Solas/Fenarel though.
He
think
doesn't.
all
Go ahead,
elves
Nimble.
are. I said I think all elves at this point are fair game to traitor everybody at this point.
Wouldn't blame him.
Well, we'll know for sure
Yeah.
if the next elf is a mage.
Honestly, especially not Dalish elves specifically. Actually, more so the
City
oh my
elves.
god, city elves. Yeah, because they've been through so much more crap than Dalish elves, and I think honestly, Dalish elves might be more upset about finding out the truth about this history they've been like supporting, and that it may end up that you have more allies in Dalish elves than city elves.
Makes sense,
Yeah.
especially because the
Yeah.
city elves are currently being helped by Briala.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too many exalted marches. I don't think that any of the elves really want to align anything human related, regardless of history or not.
Yeah, I think Solas
Agree.
will gain allies, and I actually think he came back with allies. Because if we believe him, and I cannot believe him with that, because Liliana checked his village, and his village was destroyed for centuries.
That was so
I-
suspicious.
Yeah, but I mean, when you think about it, we know that slumber for the elves is just someone sleeping into the fade and people taking care of a body for them. So that's why I think that Mythal took care of him with some of her followers, because we know they were alive. Thank you, Abelas. And actually, I don't know if Abelas would be an ally. Probably. I'm not too sure about that.
Abelas listened to Solas when they were in the Well of Sorrows, so
He knew
there
who he
might
was.
be.
He knew who he was. He understood it when they spoke Elven. I was, oh, you definitely know who he is. Like,
I mean, if they were both formerly servants of Mythal at some point, then yeah, I can believe that.
I'm not even sure that's that. It's just when he said, what helps such as you? Yeah, such as I, and you perfectly know what I mean. Rowan said the Elven part, like the Elven language part, and the last one, like the last point we have.
Okay.
The last point being the too many eyes part,
Yeah, so
or the gray.
yeah,
Oh,
both of them, because they're all kind of weird, and that can join Molly's theory about the Pride Demon.
Ha!
Also because the Dreadwolf has so many eyes too. So there is something in the Codex entry when you are in heaven, like the nose from what was his name? Aiden, I think. Like the apothecary who healed you. Like you have the patient observation part 2 saying,
Yeah, that was
"Pulse
so
normal,
weird.
breathing normal, still unresponsive, careful drop feed for prep, air fruit extract for asylum." We don't care about this part. A lot of thrashing, matters about too many eyes, something about the grey, encouraging.
Mhm.
Too many eyes? Oh, so that might be the spiders, but eh.
Oh, I had a theory at one point that Fenharel, as in the wolf form of Fenharel, could be trapped in the void or in the grey,
Yeah,
and he was trying to get out.
that's what we prefer this theory. So too many eyes can be the spiders, and the grey can be the grey wardens that the Inquisitors saw and was speaking about that. But I'm more like, this is weird because I mean, we know that Solas tried to have the Inquisitor because he observed the Inquisitor like in jail before they woke
Yeah,
up.
he was watching her sleep, creep.
So that can be that too. And I find it quite interesting.
Is the
And-
one day you're gonna fall in love with me?
I wonder. Oh, that's creepy.
Kind of
I
That's
wonder
the
if
point.
if the veil comes down though, if like he can then transform whenever he wants to.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
that would be
that's
good.
I think that's why the Avengers were so powerful in Solas too, because if he was respected by both the Forgotten Ones and the Avengers, he was freaking badass.
Hell yeah.
I mean, the
And-
Forgotten Ones will come out too.
Oh, yeah.
Hell
Yes,
yeah.
please.
So I think the last one is Rowan said, like we put something about one particular elven sentence that we had in the Fade with the nightmare saying something to Solas. Like there's ma
That one.
Harelan, ma Benal en Asalin, mar Solas en Mardin. Learn your lesson, trickster. Your victory is nothing. Your pride leads to your death. And what Solas says is banal nadas, which can mean nothing is inevitable, but banal is also the word for blight.
Ooh.
Which
Is it the word for blight because the elves have adapted it, or is it the word for blight just because? Because if we remember correctly, the blight didn't exist when the ancient elven language was still spoken
Ooh.
properly, at
yes,
least.
so that's why I'm a little like safe about that. Like I'm saying, it's I don't know why they say it can be blight, but nothing can be blight too. Like banal is the expression they use for blight.
Mm.
And I'm like that's changes.
Could it mean that the blight always comes?
Yeah, so I'm like, what are you going to do?
As
Don't
in,
put the red idol for this
this
because
will always
we
come
know
for
this-
you.
We know this beautiful murals we got 2 years ago with everything like the little balls lighted. Only 2 of them, and you're like, oh, shut up.
Little balls.
Yeah, thank you.
Sweaty walls.
I'm 5. I'm sorry.
It's alright.
Yeah.
You'll never be as bad as me.
So I'm kind of curious because I'm afraid that Solas will use the idol like Halla said. But what's interesting, I think I will end up on that with the mural. We have a bold elf. I mean, I hope it's Solas at this point because a bold elf, hello, that's not normal. And he's facing the Dreadwolf. And facing the Dreadwolf like this is not normal.
It's the parts of them that conflict with each other. I
That's
feel.
what I was gonna say. Maybe it's like the
I'm
soulless Benner Hill trying to, like, the regret, and then the what I have to do going facing against each other, and
Yeah, because I think Solas noticed with the Inquisition, and again, the romance gives you that a little more than the original story. Because Solas saying that you have a marvelous spirit because you showed him that he was wrong and that the world was worth something. Like he fell in love. He can fall in love with a Dalish elf from a world he hates. Like something he didn't expect. Like
Yeah, to have
change
make him
everything.
a romance option was interesting and only available to female Dalish.
Yeah.
I thought that was an interesting choice by the creators, which means that there's a possibility of changing him, a big one too.
Yeah. Yeah, and the canon is a female. Like, no, we don't know the gender, but the canon is a female, and they actually gave it away with the Trespassers song in French. And
Remember, we talked about that.
Yeah, that was very funny. And I'm very happy about that.
Well, that was a whole ass conversation. So basically, we sat there and we hung out for a little bit. And she was going on this crackpot theory about how the Inquisitor has to be a canon female because in the non-US releases, in the European release, the song that's sung by the tavern bard is always mentioning the female Inquisitor and never the male. Yeah. Despite that most European languages, most love languages, have a male and female specific denotions of words.
Oh.
Yeah, because the song Inquisitor is called Inquisitrice in French, which, if you translate roughly, is female Inquisitor. And they only have...
Inquisitor is male.
So if you play a melee and you walk into Hallam Sharad and hear that, you'd be, hey! I'm a big badass man! Like, no, the actual song in French is for female, so... And I think in the actual keep, it's a human female in the default, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
So
hey guys, I gotta go. Thank you for having me. I am very sorry. I know this is the end, but I gotta go.
It's all good. Thank you very much for being with us.
I enjoy co-hosting and, or well, not co-hosting, guesting. Is it guesting?
Guesting.
We pretty much all just co-host anyway. So
okay, whatever. Whatever
anyway,
it's called,
we're glad
I
to have
enjoy
you
it.
as always.
Bye.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night.
Yeah. Have a good
Bye.
one.
Oh, and audience, have fun with whatever you're doing in your day.
All right. As you were saying.
Well, I think I'm done.
Okay.
I'm almost... Yeah, I think I'm done.
All right. Was there anything else on the list, or
You want to cover any other miscellaneous topics?
I think Solas is probably gonna die no matter what.
this is a very good chance.
Yeah.
Like you can redeem a character and then the rest of the world still fucking hates his ass. Like I have a good feeling in Anders' situation.
Well, you found it real hard for me.
Could side
real hard.
Yeah. Same here.
Side with him, but at the end of the day, the rest of the world thinks he's a freaking terrorist. So I feel like it's gonna end like that. And that's me.
Yeah, but
The egg is gonna get scrambled.
that's what I'm fearing, because you can try to redeem him, but since you're not playing as the Inquisitor, I don't think he will listen to anybody. So...
Well, I think the Inquisitor is gonna come back and be like, yo!
Yeah, I'm sure they'll pull a hawk and bring him in, or her.
And I'm gonna be so happy to recreate it so that it's like 5 years in the future or however far.
Hell yeah.
And some graying hair, maybe.
No.
Maybe I'm not even sure that we will have 5 years of...
No, I don't think it's gonna be 5 years. I think it's probably gonna be like
3
months. No, I think it's gonna be
Not
months
even.
in the future.
Because Tevinter Nights, like Sol says, like Charter is saying that, but you said you weren't going to do it now. And he's just going, meh, I shouldn't have said that to the Inquisitor. I lied. What? You changed your mind? What?
Ripperoni.
It basically sets it up that like, oh, it's gonna be a shit show.
Yeah.
Yeah, and and the fact that he's playing as a Norwegian bard, I'm like, I should have known you were traitor.
I desperately want to see someone cosplay Solas as the Elysian Bard.
Oh, bro.
Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it.
I'm not gonna make you, but I'm going to strongly suggest it.
Spoiler alert, it's on my plans.
We should just like have the entire everybody in Good Morning THEDAS just dress up as that party, and I'll be the dude. I'll be the dude in the cloak because I can't cosplay for shit.
Just cover yourself in a blanket.
Well, if I have to do Elysian, I can do that, but the spying tea would be complicated.
Okay.
That's it. No.
I think is that it?
Oh, yeah.
Did
That's all the topics?
I mean, I'm sure there's more we could cover.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Question
we're
is,
gonna be.
do we want?
We're going to be doing this for a couple podcasts and for the foreseeable future.
The thing is, Solas is kind of linked to the Evanurus, so we put a lot of things into the Evanurus to not make too much for Solas.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So the Evanurus is going to be big.
I'm so excited for that one.
Yeah.
And we also put some of him, I think, in the dwarf section because
almost everywhere, to be honest, because we also have the Inquisition.
Okay, Good night, I love you.
Everything is
Sorry.
basically intertwined. It's why we had so much trouble organizing the podcast between us two, because everything is so fucking connected and intertwined. You can't just completely isolate a topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the sign of a good story, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, writers at BioWare. You're a genius and you make our lives harder.
I'm also kind of holding back a bit since I learned that we're gonna get new viewing material very
Oh
soon.
man, as soon as that shit comes out, we should just have a podcast after, like, the Saturday after the Game Awards, because I'm gonna be screaming.
Yes.
Like, I will be at work, be like, okay guys, everybody clear out the office. I need to, like, yell for a little bit.
Alright, well, I think tonight was a very good podcast. We had some tangents as always, but that's a part of the whole thing.
We really didn't have a good outro, though.
Yeah, we slowly started tapering off there at the end there. But it's all good. You know what? That's a part of the fucking podcast style, my guy. That's a part of how we work here. We all...
Unprofessional professionals.
Pretty much. We are professional being unprofessional here at the Good Morning THEDAS podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Look, we leave the big work to the professionals. We just go off track and enjoy
Yeah,
it.
we're just people from the community having a good fucking time. And we don't need to do anything special.
Nope. We don't
Exactly.
need
Yeah.
to. Eh.
Alright,
Maybe,
well...
like, one panel one day
Yeah,
in
maybe
the
one day
very
we'll be
distant
professional.
future.
Maybe when we're older. When we're adults.
When we're wiser.
Like, I'm talking about Dragon Age.
I will be a grandma
Me
forcing
being
my children to play it.
Me, who runs this thing, also being one of the youngest people here.
Oh yeah.
Technically, I'm the youngest because I was born in July. We are the same age, but I'm from.
I was born in
Oh, yeah.
January.
We were born like a week apart
I'm
or
the
something
baby.
like that.
I'm the baby here.
We're all babies, except for Halla. Halla's the adult here.
Since when?
She takes no responsibility of her actions.
Exactly. Look, the older I am, the less I give a fuck. So I'm not sure if I should be adult here.
All right, we should wrap it up and say
Yeah.
goodbye.
Have a good day, Thedas.
And try to not die this time.
Yeah. Thank you very much for stopping by in good old THEDAS. We
Yeah.
appreciate y'all, and we'll see you all next time.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wear a mask and wash your hands, damn it.
What she said, exactly.
It's what Solas would want.
Maybe on it. You know what? Let's not try to compare the coronavirus to what Zolas wants. That's gonna go down really bad.
It's,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
how about this? It's what Varric would want.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
I can roll
a
with
very good one.
Wash
And
your
read a
damn
damn book.
hands, wear a mask, read a book,
Read a
don't
book.
be a bitch. And,
Exactly.
as always, fuck Patrice.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god,
And
I
that's
love
on.
that.
Good night, Thedas.
Good night.
Good night.